So, my dear Petro Stashenko, welcome to the Pet Podcast. Courage, your podcast.
Thanks for the invitation. It's really appreciate it.
And thank you for me or the podcast. It's an experiment. Your fourth guest in the podcast. Still, I'm just seeing the recording has stopped, and I don't know why. Maybe the internet connection isn't the best, but we just go on. If it doesn't work, we have to repeat it some other time. A young man, 27 years old. You are an actor for theater and film. You are from the Ukraine. You grew up in Kiev, the pronunciation right?
Yeah, it's sure. Actually, need to say Kiev. Its original name, Kiev. It's the original name of my city, because when people going to say call Kiev, it's more Russian language. This we try to protect and try to say this like Kiev. Why our capital of Ukraine? It's a really long story about three brothers and sister, Kay, Shag, Horiv. And Kay, he created this city. And his sister, we have river in Kiev. And Shag have, if I'm sure, mountain. Shekavica, I think. And Horiv, it's a kind of island.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I remember this my
a long story.
yeah.
History.
That's why like original name Kiev.
Your parents. You have parents, of course. Your father doesn't live anymore, but you have an older brother. Is that right?
True.
One brother or more than one? One, and no sister, and you have a dog, right?
Yeah. True.
What's the name?
Kira. I just love her. I adore her because she's like this, and I hope it's same she feel about me. But unfortunately now she's in Kiev, and she also quite she's strong.
She's strong. That's good to hear. You're also strong, I think. At the moment, you are based in Munich, in Germany. So you're quite far away from your dog.
Unfortunately.
But your family is still in Kiev. How is your family today? When did you last talk to them?
Oh, good question. Last time I talked with my brother, I think maybe last weekend, and the same was his mother. Yeah, we tried to have conversation like together because my brother now he's living with my mother. She's quite old, and he's worrying. He's really careful about her, and now there's like that conversation you told. This like my father died in 2020. Now, and I left, unfortunately, but like this kind of stuff, sometimes I have to do something that not belongs from my emotional way. Like it's called cold brain, because it's can be good for my family, and I still unfortunately in the process. But he is strong, and now he is careful about mother, means our family. Yeah, and also dog.
Yeah, the situation is not easy in Kiev.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, yes. It's we all hope that it's getting better sometime. You speak several languages. Besides Ukraine and Russian, you speak French and English, and you're also learning German. And which is your favorite language?
Actually, I love French language. For last 5 years I didn't have practice. So when I was last time in France in Cannes Festival, for me it was so nice, like I understand, j'ai compris, and afterwards like I understand, but when I try to talk, it looks like my German language, my German skills, and it's again in my plan, because now I focus about language to make better my English, my pronunciation, to make better, I can say. It's also German because I'm in Germany, and of course, logically, not like I have to, I need and I wanna speak German. So now I'm this kind of step, this kind of process that I understand. To tell something, I'm kind of problem with grammar. Yeah, but after German, I think about also like to relearn my French language because it's totally sad when you spend 11 years. I spent 11 years to learn French language, and 5 years ago it was quite good. And now, if you don't have any experience, have a practice, yeah, you're going to lose your language. It can be the same like with my mother language. My mother tongue, it can be the same with Russian language. Yeah, if you don't have any practice, you're going to lose.
But as far as I remember, you were learning quite fast. When I met you, when we got to know in 2021, you hardly spoke English, and now you speak English fluently, so you learned quite fast.
Thanks a lot.
So I hope it's okay if we talk in English for the podcast. I hope it's also okay for our listeners, by the way. Maybe we'll make a transcript anyway. Thank you for that. When I told Matthias Hermann, who is a colleague of us, he is a German actor, he's 62 years old. I played with him on theater stage for many years. And I told him I'm planning to make an interview with Petro Stashenko. He's a young Ukrainian actor. And he said to me, Martin, please ask him one question, and I will ask you this question now. The image of the Ukraine that is shown on German TV and media, is this the real image? Are there things going on in the Ukraine that Germans don't understand or don't know? That's what he asked me.
You mean like I didn't quite maybe get it. What do you mean about the German doesn't understand what happened in Ukraine?
Well, unfortunately, Matthias is just not here, so we should, you should ask you the question personally. But I think, maybe you got some insider information. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there are things going on that are not known in Germany. But if you think that,
I think I got it. Ooh. What I can say? So what can I say? It's like I think I remember I had conversation with Germans about war. What happened in my country, and sometimes I heard just like, oh my gosh, I'm totally tired about to hear about situation in Ukraine. Like we going, I had experience, not just kind of good experience to talk with Germans about Ukraine, but mostly they totally doesn't like the situation war. But unfortunately, sorry, it wasn't our decision, It's not my decision like Ukrainians, like we didn't want to have war. And it happened, and we need to accept that situation. Not we didn't start this war. And we need to understand this like Ukrainians, we are protecting our land, our borders, and this like need to read history, what Russian Federation made against Ukraine, against Ukrainians, and this kind of huge topic and huge problem. Sometimes for me it's sad because now it's 2025, we have 3 years of war. And do we have some kind of solution? Yes, we have support from Europe. I hope that we still have supporting from USA, from another countries. People is dying. Ukrainians is dying. That's huge problem. Is it really war now, this situation? It's kind of genocide against Ukrainians. It's sad. And this kind of supporting by support Ukrainians who left country, means refugee, supporting kind of to send weapons, to send money. We are really thankful for this, but we still have war. problem. They didn't figure out with this kind of problem, conflict on the territory of Europe.
Yes.
You know, Ukraine still wanna be a part of EU, but why we are still not? We proved many kind of options. Yes, we have to be like. We proved many stuff. We worked together. We had some kind of business partnership. Sometimes government of Germany, sometimes government of England, sometimes government of USA said no, and this kind of sad. Do we want to have really peace? It's like we means not people, because everybody, simple human like you and me, Ukrainians, Europeans, Americans, we don't want to die. We don't want to be on the war. We don't want to have this kind of trauma. We don't want to have problems. Governments, and when I go against governments, I don't go only against like Russia. I'm also going against European governments like France, Germany, or USA, because it's supporting war, not to figure out this conflict, this war. You know, this huge problem. This I understand like a business, but people dying.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill said about this, like when war is over, how was it? When war is over, businessmen going to make double price about products. Politicals going to take back bullets, weapons, and just only mothers going to cry because they lost son. They lost children.
There are no
and
wins.
This is totally absurd to have this situation 2025. Yeah.
One question. Are you sometimes tired of explaining the Ukraine?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, actually, it's annoying because if for people who doesn't have experience about war, I can give advice. Don't ask. It's not nice to ask about and what happened like it now. What's going on in Ukraine? Doesn't matter which kind of war. Like if you're going to say like Ukraine and Russia or Palestine, Israel. It's not nice to ask like and what do you think? How it works? When I was in Ukraine, like really one nice question. Ask how are you. Be polite, be asked. If you want to know what's going on, go for internet, go check, because actually I'm not sure this people who want to ask about and it was situation like I'm not sure that they want to know. They just going for like kind of blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's a good answer. A good answer. I will tell Matthias. Yeah, it's a very good answer. Ask people how are you? How are you feeling today? What's going on in you? And that's much more important than the other things. The information you can get from the internet. That's right.
True.
So let's get to something more friendly.
Yeah, I'm totally okay. I'm used to ready for
that. Thank you. I'm sorry. I had to ask this.
Yeah, sure.
Now we.
It's okay. It's okay.
We overcame it. We overcame it. You and me, Petro and Martin. We first met during Corona pandemic in 2021. Made a short film to The Veteran Dramedy by Rainer Ludwigs and Tatiana Chayavska. The film had its premiere shortly after the Russian attack. Here we are again on the Ukraine, so it became quite well known. It was a hit on several film festivals. How did you experience that time? Do you think that the success was justified, or did you sometimes have the feeling that the festival makers were just happy to have a movie with a stamp on it, Ukraine? You know what I mean?
First, I want to say this really nice movie, and no one was ready if this kind of situation was really happening. I mean, war. I remember this kind of moment when we should have premiere on 7th of March or 5th of March 2022. It really was like ouch. It was hard because before a few days ago, like we had war. I don't know. Sometimes I'm suspicious about this kind of stuff. I mean, like every kind of movie which I play, I'm suspicious because it's going to be in my life. And this really like, ouch. I played in that movie driver, as a driver, like in military. And afterwards I left my hometown, and this kind of situation happened. A driver, but not in military, more volunteer. I drove bus. This like wow, like the same. It's like, oh my gosh, where am I? Am I crazy? Because I had this kind of shooting, and I was on set. To say as like more about film factory, it was really kind of like wow, like we were like a one guy, like, we read future like and show it. That movie, it wasn't about really war situation. That movie was about situation what happened in 2014. Actually, we have this war since 2014. I don't know what can I tell. Sometimes I think that I have to be careful about make a choice about which kind of movie can I play. Maybe it's some kind of mystic.
Yeah, that was it. It was a little mystic and a little crazy situation.
Yeah.
After that, in summer 2022, I introduced you to my acting agency, and one of the agents, Jenny Marie Muck, first coached you for several castings, and then she had the courage to ask you whether you would like to come to Germany to live in her place in Munich and start again your acting career, Faber. And you, Petro, you had the courage to say yes. You bought a bus ticket and you drove via Poland, was it Warsaw, to Munich in August 2023, I think. I can remember that we that we were talking or writing via WhatsApp during your bus ride, and I was asking myself, how does this guy feel during this bus ride? Do you have any remindings of this situation when you drove the bus and when you sit in the bus and I'm going to begin a new life?
I didn't think about in Germany, in Europe. I didn't have this kind of thoughts. My brother, I thought that I can just only visit Europe for work as an actor, and still I would think that I can still live in Kiev. Yeah, but situation changed. I remember went to Munich when I met Jenny Marie. It was time film festival of Munich, and I was 1 month. I remember it was 22nd of June. I was 1 month in Munich Film Festival, and afterwards I came back to share with my family, like how was it, how was the situation, because really a different world, when you after war, like there's like shaheds, drones, like rockets, like, and after like people totally calm, like they know something about like Ukraine and war, and it's totally different world between normal peace life without any war and situation and war in the workplace. And afterwards, Jenny Marie proposed to me it would be nice if they here in Munich, in Germany, because it's much more easier to work, because it's also going to take time for traveling from Kiev to Munich or Germany or another country, because we spend so much time on the border.
Yes.
And I arrived again. I came back. I came to Munich, and afterwards, when I talked with my brother and friends who is in military, I left my country officially because I have problem with my healthy. I'm not healthy. I was in accident. I had motor and tried to prove this like officially. This like because I didn't pay. I didn't make any corruptions. I didn't cheat. I tried to prove in military office, but it's really long process. And my wish was like I want to work. I'm hungry about work. I was as a volunteer, but after 1 year, like, oh fuck, what about me? Like I have to realize I have to make money because it's a good for my family, for my friends. I can support money. It's a good help for my family, for my friends who is in military. Afterwards, some kind of rules changed. in my countries, and my friend who is a military student in Germany. Yeah, how are you? Quite okay. Try to find a job as an actor. Everything's going to be okay. Yeah, why you called me? Like, better if I in Germany for a few months after, let's, because we need more soldiers to protect country, like, and Petro. So it would be nice if you realize, if you help us another way. Means like money to send something, some kind of clothes, some kind of equip, armor, you know, also kind of volunteer stuff. I still have connection. I still talking with my, talking with my friends, and I just ask, everything's fine. Can I do something? Do you need something? And what every kind of stuff what I can make, I can help. I try to help. If not, I try to find the people who can help. That's all.
Yeah. But since then, things have changed for you. So you live in a totally different country with a totally different environment, other people, other friends, other colleagues. Is it too early for a review? Can you make like this? Is it better? Is it worse? Many things have changed. How do you feel about that? Do you expect it to be that it's like this, or did you expect it to be totally different? You probably had to arrange yourself with the situations. Possibility to look back, you had to look forward, right?
Yes, true. Hard to say. I try to make analysis about myself. I try to, what I can say. So the situation. I left my country, my hometown, my friends, my family alone. So I arrived here alone. Mostly like Ukrainians left, like moved from Ukraine to another country with family or friends. I left alone. Sometimes it's hard because I'm going like a cut part of my soul after, and sometimes I'm going to use this kind of cold brain. I'm not going to be like I said because it's not needed. Sometimes you have to have cold brain. Okay, I do this stuff because it will be good for my family, for my friends, for myself also. Sometimes we don't. I think we have to about be sad, depression, and we need to be strong. We need to be strong. It's not needed, and we need to make deal with afterwards when everything will be okay. Okay, you can spend time with yourself and be sad or like to cry, maybe, everything what you want. But now it's not needed. Sometimes it's hard, yeah. So we need to find something which can make unfortunately process to realize. And acting to be as an actor doesn't matter where are you. It's hard to have stability about money, about to make money and realize as an actor. It's always hard. It doesn't matter if you're in Germany or Ukraine or USA. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but need to be fresh, and this I do. I can't think about, oh my gosh. Sometimes, yes, I have this kind of moments. That's like a fuck. Hey, how are you? Yeah. My friends also try to find some kind of good moments, try to enjoy his life. And it's hard. War. So
Do
need
you
to be
think
strong.
if there was no war in Ukraine, you think it would have been easier for you to realize as an actor? If there was no war?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I don't know. My choice about to work to be as an international actor. It wasn't my choice. It just followed my destiny. It's kind of my destiny because when we have COVID, before pandemic, COVID time, I was in Belarus and I worked with Belarusian director who is now in Norway, and he is in Norway not because of war or this kind of problem, because he had business, and now last 20 years living in Norway. And I started to work in Belarus as an actor. I found some kind of main roles, sorry. And I worked, and afterwards, when I was in Belarus, I found their veteran project. COVID time, so like my destiny put at me. It's kind of destiny because, like, if, for example, if I couldn't have a motor accident, I couldn't leave my country officially. And I tried to make everything like clear without
That's
any
also
cheating.
kind of destiny, right?
Yeah, it happened. I still don't have any answer why I'm here. I had two choices where I can stay and realize because I had proposed. Remember when we talked, like I asked you how actor can work in Europe. Thank you that you showed my profile to January MOOC. And I also had another choice to realize in New York, USA, because I worked in Kiev when war started. In the wartime, I worked with one American producer. Yeah, and he also proposed, you're a good actor. Like, what do you think about to continue your career in other countries, for example, in New York? And he could provide me because he said, yes, no problem. I'm not rich, but like he proposed to me to be a sponsor, make contract, like and everything I will pay back. Yeah. So I chose
Forgot that.
Germany. Yeah, I chose Germany because I talked with my brother. I said, like, what do you think? What's better? And he said, go for Europe because it's close to Ukraine. It's not so far. Like, because if you be in USA, I'm not sure that we can meet each other. But still, sometimes we make joke. Sometimes we have a joke. What's problem? We had deals like we can meet each other, but now we can't. So like 1.5 year, I didn't meet I haven't seen my family and friends. Yeah, for last 1.5 year, 16 months.
Sorry to hear that.
16. It's okay. It's my experience, and it's good.
Okay, I hope you'll meet him again.
Let's see.
Yeah, in the veteran dramedy, you play a lead role. You play a taxi driver, a daring taxi driver who saves injured soldiers from the front.
We have so much. We have a little problem with sound. I think it's
Yes, it's my mic that is always going down a little bit.
Good,
can you hear me again? Okay, I said.
Perfect.
Okay, I have to correct it here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now it's good.
I have to cut this later. Okay, in the veteran dramedy, you play a lead role, a daring taxi driver who saves injured soldiers from the front. And in real life, you also like car driving, you as before, and motorcycling and quad racing. And where does your interest for motorsports? You never told me.
My brother sometimes. So my brother, he is a fan of motorsport, of motorcycles. I remember one day he took me in some kind of motor dealer, some kind of motor shop. Like it was Yamaha R1. So like you know, it's kind of feelings you can't explain. You can't explain. It's like when you feel super. And afterwards, when my brother showed me just this kind of motor world, and just like I was fan. Like I wanna have motorcycle. I wanna. Yeah, and it was my goal and achievement. I made this and I bought motorcycle with, of course, with help of my brother. Yeah, afterwards, unfortunately, I was an accident. So, but I still wanna drive. I still wanna have motorcycle, but a little bit later because I really had. It's my second birthday, you know, because fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, like I'm alive, because I was thinking about why, because diagnosis and this kind of situation, what happened with me, I mean, with my body, there's a kidney, I lost, I don't know how it's in English, in Deutsch, Milz. I lost around 3.5 liters of blood, this kind of, and I didn't have equipment, some kind of protection for my spine, just only helmet. I was totally lucky, and I was thinking why. And when war started, and after situation like the situations like that's why. It means like I allowed to leave my country officially and continue my way.
And what's so fascinating for you about this sport? Is it the speed, or is it to play with a risk?
It's more for me motorcycle when you driving. I don't know how it's good and how was correct. Was right in English when you're riding motor. Yeah, I know
Riding motor, right? To ride.
Right, yeah, right. When you're riding motor, it's motorbike. It's not about risk or speed. It's for me, it's more kind of it's kind of appointment with psychology.
Okay.
Because you focus on your way, you think it about just only about your way. You can't think about something else, because if you just think about something, how is my relationship, my family, or something else, you will have accident or you will have some kind of fatality.
So was it a loss of concentration when you had this accident?
It happened like in motorcycle. When you're riding motorcycles, you can't be sure about have accident. When you're driving car, every kind of security depends of you. And motorcycle, when you're riding motorcycle, depends not just from you. It's also like depends. Which kind of cars, because drivers of cars can lose attention, they can watch telephone, which I totally don't like. Also bicycles, they think that they're part of driveway, when for me it's totally also strange, because when we have this same in Ukraine. Ukraine try to have some kind of examples from Europe, but I think if you wanna drive, if you wanna ride bicycles, better the special line can ride. It's not nice. Bicycles, they think about that they part of this way, how like highway streets, like, and they always like, but it's not nice, because many accidents we can have because of bicycles. They don't have drive license. How they need to have drive license. They need to know rules. Sometimes it's like, I'm a bicycle, I have bicycle, I'm allowed to drive everywhere. I think would be. And in Germany you have this kind of straf situations, like straf. Yeah, some kind of have to pay fine. About fine, it's nice. That's why I had this kind of accident. It wasn't actually my mistake, but it happened, and I'm not angry about.
Were other people involved in this accident, or was it just that you slipped on the street? Did you slip away with your motorbike?
It was highway. Highway is called Kiev Odessa, and I rode. Thank you. I rode on the way to Kiev from my summer house, my family. Bicycles, she rode from monuments. We have one huge monument which belongs soccer, yeah, and was few seconds like, and she was on my way. I was in the right line. And like it's kind of critical brain that you have to take a choice. You have destination, and I move totally risk on the left side, and that moment on the asphalt I had a scent, some kind of dirty dust stuff like, and I fallen down, and afterwards a stick. Cross, I think it was crosswide, yeah, and I totally fall. I have accident with my motorcycle, and actually I don't remember clearly that my motor accident, because I really lost my memory about this. I think it's kind of protection of my brain, because it was huge stress, huge pain. Motorcycle totally freeze about 50 or 60 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it happened, and afterwards I lost a couple of organs, hospital, reanimation, blah blah blah, and now I'm still
there.
Yeah.
Okay, lucky guy. So let's go to something different. I have another question about your family. Your father, who unfortunately died in the end of 2022, I guess. He worked in the agricultural business. And what was his reaction when you told him that you want to become an actor? Can you remember?
It was. Of course, I remember. I had a huge discussion with my family. My father actually he prepared me to be as an security of Ukraine. It's kind of like in Germany, Geheimpolizei. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called this, and in USA it's kind of FBI. In Russia it's KGB. Yeah. I don't know. Still they have. Yeah, and he prepared me for this kind of profession because he had dream about that, like my brother, he's doctor, and I would be nice for him if I could be a security of Ukraine.
Security.
It's a good
Yeah.
alliance, good mix. Just like we can
Okay.
help each other, you know. But in school we had this kind of comedy club, and it was my first experience with the stage. And for me it was nice because I opened my talent to be on the stage, create jokes, to work with audience, you know, reaction, like to make joke, like reaction, applaudissement, like nice, yeah, and like my our he was teacher and also our coacher, but he gave advice. Hey guys, like your parents can give every kind of advice. What's good for you? Yes, and actually mostly they can be right. But your dream job, you need to make your decision by yourself because it's your life. And I was thinking about, like, I thought like, okay, what I like, what do I like, and what can I make for my future. Like I thought like, hey, I'm good on the stage, but I choose to be as an actor because stage, work with audience, I can do this stuff. I asked myself, can I work for free? Can I make this job for free? And said yes. If you have this answer, yes, I would like to make this job for free or for less salary. Super. Then it's your dream job. That's why I choose. My brother, he's a doctor. He told me like, hey Petro, maybe it would be nice. Maybe you will change your decision. Don't you want to be as a like doctor? Like I said no. My
So
mother,
you,
she's religion human. She said like, maybe you want to be a priest. Family didn't want to have in a family artist. Yeah, but I proved for my family because I was two university proposed for me education for free. That's I was good. Yeah, yeah, and I still going to prove for my family, for myself, that I'm not bad actor. Hard to say that I'm a good actor, but yeah. Yes. Yes, afterwards, my father, he was totally wise. He was not just my father. He was my friend, best friend. He was good example for me as a father, as a parent, as a man. Yeah, and I still think about, and sometimes when I have complicated situation or hard situation that I don't know, I always ask myself like, okay, what father can make? If father was in my place, what he will do? And that's yeah, I feel proud. That's like my father was this.
yeah, you definitely. Yeah. Mine was against my job first, and then after certain years, he became my fan. That was a good
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
development. Let's get a little bit back to the theme of the podcast. The theme is courage. I have to ask you something about Ukraine again, or I want to ask you something
No
about
problem. Yeah.
Ukraine again, or about your job when the war started. You helped to transport medicine when the war started to where it was needed, and you also worked with your brother in a hospital. And what do you remember about this work? Also needed a lot of courage to this, and was it sometimes dangerous to do it?
Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
I can say for me it was interesting experience and I feel proud by myself that I made this. Sometimes, yeah, of course, it was. I can't say like it was dangerous because Ukrainians, for example, have a harder experience. I mean, for example, to be on the front. Yeah, was interesting experience. Depend. I think you wanna know which kind of dangerous situation I had in my.
Well, I can remember that we had some phone calls when there was alarm. How did that feel like? I mean, I have no idea. Maybe I will experience it sometime if it goes on like that.
I hope no.
I hope no.
I think it's not needed. Believe me, this kind of experiences I wish for nobody to have this. Really,
But this the
never.
transport of the medicine and the working in the hospital was kind of okay. It was not so dangerous. You didn't need so much courage to
50-50.
50-50, okay.
50. Not for example.
If you drive too fast, then it was
Also, no, it's also sometimes not good because for example, soldiers who is territory defender, group of soldiers we had block post, and like if you're driving fast, like a strange, maybe you're kind of spion, you're kind of agent, you know what I mean, yeah,
suspicious. Then you're suspicious about it.
It's called also. I have to check because we have this word. It's called either diversant. I'm not sure. This we have. Have to check. Saboteur. It's French and English. Saboteur and the same in German.
Sabotage, yes.
Sabotage. Who's going to sabotage from some Russian spion, And if you're going to be if you're driving fast, it's not good. And I had the sign about Red Cross. That's like I'm a volunteer, but it's kind of psychology way. That have to think every kind of your actions. Soldiers also have to be careful. Maybe you're really spion. They allowed actually shoot on your car. They allowed. That's you need to be calm. Need to be totally be okay. When you're driving close to block post, you have to drive slowly and turn on light in the car and to show your passport, your documents, who you are, where you're going, what do you have, to check every kind of car. Some kind of passwords we had just to check.
You had no sign on the car that
only Red Cross.
At least the Red
Cross. It means that's volunteer. That's all. And documents. That's I'm driving there from here to there because I have to bring this kind of. And it's okay when you're driving by day. It's quite okay, but we had this kind of blackout. Not because electricity. That's civilian people not allowed to drive. And I didn't have the kind of document because it was our initiative to help. It didn't work officially. It was our choice, and we had contacts with some kind of groups of territorial defenders, and of Kiev, of course, and outside a little bit. And sometimes it wasn't enough time for what can we do, and we're going to exchange contact, this and that, and after kind of connections, how we can help. Yes, it was. Sometimes I remember when it was also nice stuff. That time when it was around 9 p.m. So I left my car in a garage. Few kilometers in the forest from my flat. I listen music. Security, about alarm was totally destroyed. Atrophy. And I listen music and few bus came with weapons, with aftermath, and I'm listening music, quite nice music. Actually, it was also alarm. Had information that my garage cooperative, they have some kind of agent, a spion, because he's stop, but I didn't hear. We trying to find and good because we had some kind of place. So we had another soldiers it's okay. He's our human. It's okay. He was us. He
belongs to us. He belongs to us.
And I didn't get it. What's happened? And I went to after. Okay, let's go to smoke. I said, what happened? Okay. So it was kind of calm. I adapted. It was nice. Hard for me. Now I can say it was nice. Of course, a little bit stress, a little bit adrenaline hit my body. One of the hard experiences was. I talked with my brothers that it would be nice for our parents. They will be in the summer house, first floor. It's our flat in 14th floor. And Kiev, and of course, you never know. Also, we had rockouts in our flat. It was totally good with everybody. Totally lucky. I remember first this kind of rocket who exploded close for our place. I remember this emotion, these feelings, and we were underground. This kind of have some protection, some kind of safe place. Yeah, it was interesting. Like one rocket, like when it's called kind of, so it means you don't understand what does it mean. We have this kind of affect when your adrenaline, you're like, what's going on? And when the second rocket was close against summer, and when I remember I heard this kind of whistle like in my ear, like, and second explosion. Oh fuck! It's like a rocket's close. Okay, Mama, Papa, we need to be underground. Let's go down. Let's go down. Close. This was Um, it was experience. This kind of experience we had. No, if to talk about like this, if like for example to share when I was in Irpin, Russians fortunately left that place when me and my friends we visited that place. It also was horrible, and Russians. Martin, every kind of war, actually, we have in the world, we have rules of war. And this is, I think, it's like what world have from Ukraine. This like, we have to follow rules of war. And this kind of absurd because they don't have any pressure or they don't have some kind of power about onto Russia or Putin regime. That what they made already. They don't use rules of war. Fuck. Europe going to say like, Ukrainians, you have to follow rules of war. Is it fair? I'm not sure. If you're going to also check this kind of like a Budapest memorandum, also from 1994. And this like
yeah, that's hard. It's not
hard. Afterwards, it's hard to trust. Also,
I don't know what to say about. I have no solution. It's not fair. Definitely, it's not fair. Let's get a little bit back to the theme courage. Do you consider yourself as a courageous person?
say again.
Do you consider yourself as a courageous person? And I'm yeah. And if you were the most courageous person in the world, what would you begin to? Would you do something like jumping out of a plane with a parachute? Or do you have something that you would like to do that sometimes you think, if I was a little more courageous, I would do this and this and that?
I would like to say I could have this kind of opportunity to be in military office and work as an actor. So, for example, like a job, to work to be as a soldier and to have this kind of experience to help somehow like on a second, third line. Maybe sometimes when we'll have more experience and skills to be kind of on the front and in parallel to leave my country for a job, this would be perfect for me. I have a friend and that's like a fuck. I'm still upset that I didn't drive with him when we had situation in Kherson and when we had this kind of problem in Kherson that like a bridge was destroyed. Yeah,
Yes.
and he drove to Kherson to help to bring water and this and that. Like, and after when he showed me this kind of video, I wanted to be there, but I wasn't because I had some kind of family problem. I had 2 weeks before I I left Ukraine when I drove from Ukraine to Germany. I really wanted, but like we were in a lawyer office because to figure out this document that my father died, like this kind of property about cars, about flat, this like I should be there, yeah, in that lawyer office, and that's like for me was sad because it's hard to say that like. Yeah, it's nice. Look, it's when you have this kind of adrenaline, this kind of experience of war, body still wanna have. About, for example, also I'm still here for 1.5 year. And sometimes I remember especially first 6 months, strange. I couldn't just only be and have like normal peace, like normal social life. I wanted to have this kind of adrenaline, this kind of like I'm used to it and hard to like everything's calm. Nice, it's not enough. I have to and like would of course for me would be nice to make parallel to be as involunteer still to be as involunteer and drive and visit that place in Ukraine to be as a driver to help somehow. I would like to have and be in parallel as an actor international. I would like. Yeah, it's unfortunately we have law that's like men not allowed. That's sad.
In the English language, there exists something that is called the German angst. Have you ever heard of that?
Actually, I've never heard. I heard this from, I think maybe from you. I heard German angst. I've never heard.
It's typical that Germans have people think that German are more anxious than other people in the world. Do you think that's true?
No, I can say this have different mentality, different history. It's about again like that's about history what you had in your country, and you know which kind of topic I'm going to tell. And I don't have anything kind of. It was around 80 years ago, so need to live this kind of in the past. But not now. We have this. We have for the last 300 years conflict with Russians. You know, and we're still going to prove this. Look, in the world we have these people who's called Ukrainians. This country is called Ukraine. This like Ukrainians, it's not Russians. And Russians, it's now we're living in info war. It means propaganda about from Russians, propaganda from another, actually from every kind of propaganda we're going to have from government. Yes, and that's unfortunately sad. And about you have your story, your history. Sometimes I don't understand because I saw most that these Germans which I met, they always have this kind of interesting about what's going outside, what's going like in Malaysia. Maybe it's nice, but how you can think about what's going somewhere? It's like, for example, your room is dirty. You need to, for people, it's I think about, I want to tell more about international. Think about like, yeah, didn't that put your life with yourself, with your thoughts, with your apartments. Yes, I think if also like in Germany you have some kind of problems which would be nice to figure out. Yeah, but like if we're going to say about civilian people, just like they think it's somewhere. Did you hear about this, that? What happened like in China? Maybe it's nice, interesting, but for me it's conversation for nothing. You know, I would like this like.
Sorry, we changed the media. We're going on a Zoom call now because we had technical problems on the other app, and I was asking. Petro asked him was whether you, Petro, are the Ukrainian people more courageous than the Germans?
Yeah, you know, it's again some kind of. It's like I can't compare who is in this situation. In our situation, it's hard to compare, or it's hard to say who is more. I can say both, but in different ways. That's all. Like because Germans support Germans helping to Ukraine, so they supporting Ukrainians. They also like
matter of the character.
I would like this. I would like this cut. I'm not sure. Okay, I can say this like we are different. Yeah, we are different. You know, we have different ways and different courage, proudness, and strongness. First is important situation. Are we a human? Are we a human? It's important. Do we have a heart? And this I feel for Europeans, from Germans, just like we are human. Yes, we are ready to help. And Ukrainians in these situations we're going to prove. You see, we're going to prove that's like we are strong with courage, that we can protect. Look, it's protection, and that's like what's for humanity. You know.
I like this statement. Yes, it's good. So
yeah,
we
if like
have to be courageous. Yes.
Like, are Ukrainians courage and strong? Look, we had war against Russia. Fuck. Russia, for me, Russia and Putin is his country like a second of the world who is strong and has weapons. And Russians, civilian people, and also, I mean, like population of Russians, 142 millions of billions of people, of Russians. And in Ukraine we have 38, 38, I think, 36 billions of Ukrainians. And you see a fourth of year of war, and still we protecting our country. So this, I think, people can understand this. Like, are we courage? Are we strong enough? It's a little bit, you see, like Russia much more has like an actually way of Russia. It's of course war. If you're going to check how many times Ukraine and have war for the last since moment when we become to be independent since 1991, how many wars did we have? If you're going to compare or check how many wars Russian Federation and Russia, and like just like I don't know why world doesn't want to talk, like, because we showed like Russia had many wars: Afghanistan, Syria, Azerbaijan means Georgia. Georgia. Where else was Ukraine and
Chechenian.
I remember I checked every kind of 2-3 years. Russia had wars with somebody, and this kind of character, Russian political way they have. They need to have because they spend so much money about army. They spend much because, like, yeah, it's a war. It's a country of war. They need to have war. And they're going to put their soldiers because they don't respect people. They don't respect soldiers. It's war belongs war. But no, but in Russian, the Putin also, like, he doesn't think about like just human. That he doesn't think that's like some Russian soldier. It's a son of mother. He thinks it's unit. It's a resource. Doesn't matter. Mother will bring new. You know, Ukraine. We didn't have war when we become to be independent. We didn't have war. Since 1991, yeah, we didn't have any war. So just compare.
Yeah. In preparation to this interview, we had a chat via WhatsApp, and I think you want to tell us something about the difference between the Ukrainian man and the German man.
Yeah, I'm still about.
Oh, I don't know whether the German listeners want to hear that.
Like, I came from Ukraine. Yeah, I had my community as these people with how I can say it? I would like to be tolerant and polite. I got it here. I found in Germany. I'm here to find my community. And sorry, it's not my fault. I met mostly like men. They like more in Germany. Mostly, I can't say everybody, mostly. So I feel proud that I know you. That's like, I know because you're like a man, you're a human. What does it mean, man? Man, it's adult human who can take responsibility about yourself. I mean, it's like in your situation, about yourself, about in the future, about your family, who is okay to work with problems, who does go, that's okay. No, it's no, this unfortunately meant it's nothing about orientation. No, it's about Sigal, but it doesn't matter about orientation. I learned this, like in Germany, women much more stronger. Accept this. I saw this as I don't say anything bad or good. I just saw this. For me, for example, I'm really like I need to check which kind of with whom I talk, and when I talk with women, I can make business. I can talk with men. Why they are used to just so really from 10 people, I can say 3 or 4 men. I can have 3-4 men. This is sad, unfortunately.
It's a very interesting observation, and I don't think it's unpolite to say that, or you don't. It's okay to say that and to observe this. I think it's an interesting thought. I never. Yes, it maybe has to do with the stuff we talked about before or something like this in the last 70 or 80 years, and the people have totally different obligations and interests, and they are not talking about the real problems very often, the men.
Well, everything like we have this kind of books, have practice. I just don't understand. I try to be understand. I know it's like a life. Yeah, it's so nice, easy. But fuck, I have this maybe I have because I'm from like kind of family and my parents gave me this kind of education. It's like you need to have responsibility. But yeah, and this I feel I found more from women because maybe it's because of Second World War. This like has in Germany you had like less men, but women still thinking about how to be strong, and also like kind of refugees like from Turkey, Italy, this kind of mix of culture. This like also for me it's totally sad. We have unfortunately harassment from men against women. I don't like this stuff. That for me it's a past, ex-past. I was lucky that I'm from Kiev. That's like a man going to make harassment against woman's not stuff. A woman's a human. Like she doesn't have to do like you're my slave. You fuck. It's ugly. This kind of topic. I understand that like I have no, not like you have means why we still have feminism. This like, but for me it's sad because actually we have everything like kind of in a balance, you know. This I still see this kind of harassment on the street, on the streets, and people with whom I talk, like, and I ask, like, why you behave like this? That's not normal. I can share maybe some kind of followers from your podcast, maybe take my advice or my thoughts, my position, which I'm from Georgian culture and from Kazakhstan. I had opportunity to talk with some wise people from these countries, and they gave me nice phrases like it belongs for men. If you want to be happy, for advice for men, if you want to be happy, make paradise for a woman, and you will be happy. Also, like for example, another kind of advice: men solve problems. So, for example, for me, my problems is my problem. The problems of my girlfriend, wife, or my family, it's my problems. Right. So my problems is my problems. Problems of my girlfriend, friends, also my problems. It's like, for example, my problems not belongs for like to like women. That you're going to make protection and safe place like this. Make paradise. Make your wife, make your girlfriend happy, and you will be happy. Make your woman happy. You know.
We slowly want to finish this interview. I have only one or two questions left. So, do you have any wishes besides peace for your home country and for your people?
It would be nice to have a wish. I'm still in process to realize as an international actor. So yeah, I have projects and I have still like this kind of proposal. It's a good, but for me always not enough. I wished, of course, to meet my friends, my family, my dog, to visit, of course, my hometown. But it's wish. What can I say? Which kind of wish I have? I would like this, like I would like, and I wish for everybody this, like we as humans and respect with each other. We need to respect with each other. For example, in my experience, I can talk with human like a human, but when I'm going to talk with how I can say with some kind of example of human who going to talk with me like an asshole, I know this language also, but I don't like myself because I know this language how to talk with assholes, mostly like man. I know how to talk, but do I like myself that I'm going down like and to talk with this kind of angry to use my aggressive or to use my I don't wanna, but sometimes what I can say.
Only human. So from time to time we're leaving the good path.
Yeah. So it is.
Sometimes we're doing bad things, and it's also human. But there are limits that we shouldn't go over. I thank you very much for this interview. I know it hasn't been perfect, also from my side, but I really appreciate that you were part of this podcast and of this interview, and that you told us your story, which is a very interesting story. I wish you all the luck in the world for the future.
Thanks a lot.
And definitely tell you, is there anything that you want to ask me? That's always the last question I have for my guests. Is there anything that you want me to ask what I didn't ask? And is there something you want to ask me that I can answer you?
No, I know you as a human quite good. I mean, like I feel proud that you were first German human man that I met in Germany, and I feel proud. You're a good example, and questions for you. Oh, I wish. I don't know what can say. Strong. I can't say about women because I don't know what women feel. I wish for everybody, but mostly for men, like this kind of, and in your country to be stronger. Yeah, sometimes this kind of man who is going to drink alcohol because not because they're alcoholic or because they're empty and they're not allowed to share something. You have to have your community to share, and it's quite okay when you're going to share. It means you trust. And I wish for everyone to be stronger, to be not to be afraid about responsibility. And when you have opportunity to help somebody, doesn't matter if you know him or her or you don't, just try, just make. It's your life. It's kind of karma. If you make something good, you will have some kind. But if you're going to have something like kind of bad, make gossips or something ugly, you will have in 3 times. If the universe will not bring to you this kind of, believe me, people like, I'm sorry, like me, going for this kind of philosophical way. And it's justice and fair. So it means like be human, need to respect each other, need to be strong. Yeah. And it's belongs for each other. And believe me, this I know fact for women. In fact, they had so many bullshit, so many hard work. It's so nice when man can be like a man to support her and help her. This kind of going to be like this relationship, community. You're going to support each other like this. We are humans, we are people and need to stay. To be as an animal, this animal instinct, this kind of ugly stuff, you can go anytime. For what reason? For what reason to bring this kind of initiative? Yeah, you have brain, you have soul, you have tongue. Make connection between these 3 stuff and talk. I'm going to share like with you, with your followers. Yeah, stay human.
Those are very good last words. I hope they will spread everywhere so people can learn from that. Thank you very much. And
yeah, thanks so much.